morning.
Good morning.
We didn't do much yesterday because of the weather. It was rainy and cloudy, so we just stayed in the center of Ubud, did a couple things, and visited one of the coolest cafes in Ubud. It's called Clear Cafe. It looks like a garden. They have a pole, a bridge, a little waterfall, and loads of plants. The food is incredible. They get the freshest ingredients. They are locally grown, and yeah, the presentation was fantastic, as you can see. And the coolest thing was the door. They had this wooden hobbit revolving door. It was just beautiful. Like, it was hand carved. Yeah, so beautiful.
So then after that, we went to one of the temples in central Ubud to watch the traditional Balinese fire dance. And this was super cool.
Yeah, it
the
was.
Costumes, the fire, the lights, the chanting. There were probably about 150 people involved in this performance. And when it started, they just kept coming out of the door. I didn't think it was going to end. It was like a clown car.
Yeah.
The dance is based on a story from an ancient Indian epic poem called the Ramayana. We didn't know much about the story, so it is good to do a little bit of research and read up about what the story's about. When you know the story, you can enjoy it a little bit better, and we feel like we did. So 2 highly recommended things to do in Ubud. Go to Clear Cafe and check out the fire dance at any of the temples.
Today is again very cloudy and a bit rainy, but we're on the hunt for waterfalls.
We didn't mention the car.
And we've rented a car for the day.
So the first stop is Ubud Waterfall.
And that was our first Bali waterfall.
Ubud Waterfall, checked.
Very beautiful. It's still very chilly, so I didn't want to go in, but he did.
And I got yelled at for going too close to the waterfall. Apparently coconuts could fall on your head. So,
You don't want that to happen.
no. Next waterfall.
The first banana break.
And water break. Right. Waterfall number 2. Not many people at this one, and I think we can see why. It's a very slippery, steep walk down here, probably about 10-15 minutes. There's only one other couple down here. You also can't swim in it. God, this place is just amazing. What did you think?
Kind of dangerous to go down, but very beautiful. All right, second waterfall is done. On to the third one.
But first, apple break.
It is lunchtime and we're having some gado-gado before we go down to our third waterfall of the day. Waterfall 3 done. The path is very easy to follow, but be prepared to share the space with a lot of people. But definitely come because the canyon and the waterfall are both very, very beautiful.
Also highly recommended is the gado-gado that we got before we went into the waterfall.
Less than $1.
Yeah, 10,000 rupiah. Probably the best thing going there.
Now we're going to Besaki Temple. Basuki Temple. Basaki Temple. They started building it in the 8th century. So an Indian priest moved here together with this community. There were 10,000 Indians, yeah, who moved to Bali, and they started building this beautiful temple. In 1963, Mount Agung erupted and destroyed all the temple.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes, everything.
They rebuilt the walls using volcanic rocks. So the name Besaki comes from the word Besak, which is the name of a dragon. This dragon is a manifestation of Vishnu. There are 17 public temples here in this temple complex and 8 family temples. Our guide was explaining to us that these family temples can only be shared with people who are from the same clan or the same family class. And the other public temples can be used for ceremonies and rituals and for praying by anyone.
When people come here to worship, they go through all of the different temples. They might spend more time in certain temples and less time in others, but they come to these temples and they just go through and they worship and they make offerings for good fortune. The whole reason we came to this temple originally is because we thought this was the temple where you could see Mount Agung, one of Bali's iconic volcanoes, and you could see it between like these 2 towers up here. And it turns out our guide told us
it's not here.
It's not that temple. It's all the way out there somewhere. Okay, fine. It didn't matter. We learned so much from our guide. YN was amazing.
Yeah.
And he was very knowledgeable, and he taught us a lot about just the Hindu religion and the temples and how everything works. And
we learned a lot.
Yeah, it was really good. But we did see Mount Agung.
For a second.
We were walking down the path and all of a sudden it was almost like an apparition. Mount Agung appeared. We just turned around, oh my God, there it is. And then just like that, within seconds, the clouds had just covered it.
The clouds and the mist as well, because we're already on the slopes of Mount Agung. So it's very high up.
Something else we learned today.
Yeah.
So I guess the message is, yeah, okay, even though we came to the wrong place and sometimes things don't go the way you plan, there's still something that you can take from it, and that's what we're going to take from today, a learning experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just an amazing day.
Very, very beautiful, beautiful day.
Yeah, 3 waterfalls.
And a temple.
And a temple.
Well, actually, it was 17 plus 8 temples.
Lots of temples.
Lots of temples.
Lots of waterfalls. I think we're going to call it a day. It's time to go back.
It is, it is. It's a long drive back home.
Thank you so much for watching.
See you next time.